Hello, YouTube. I'm having the most epic Groundhog Day that I can remember. So yeah, it's February 2nd, 2023. 1:24, 5, 6, 7, 1:27 in the afternoon. Oh yeah, I'm adding 3 minutes to the clock on Saturday these days. It ended up being a whole lot more than breakfast. That's pretty awesome. I can't believe we spent that much time hanging out together. Picked her up at her friend's place. I ended up dropping her off at her friend's place, so I'm not quite sure what's up with that. Hey, none of my business. You know, if she wants to tell me what that's about. She should tell me. But yeah, the outfit I picked her up in was borderline ridiculous. But she's like, yeah, I just gotta go to my home and get changed. So I took her to her place, which was kind of far. And she had told me that, you know, it's like, oh, I don't want to put that on you. I don't have a car. It's just like, no, I don't mind. I said, I got plenty of gas, and I actually like driving. And I do. I'm one of those weird persons that actually does like driving. Oh, missed the light. Damn it. This intersection still trips me out when I go through it. Like this is not the 59th Avenue and I-10 that is in my mind. This is the new intersection of I-10 and 59th Avenue and Loop 202. Always trips me out when I go through it. So I'm kind of curious between where it was I dropped her off and which is where I picked her up, and then where the place that's supposedly her home, where she was. I don't know. I get the feeling that there's like a roommate situation where she'd just rather be at her friend's place than at home with the roommates. Because when she got there, she's like, oh, thank God there's nobody here. Although she didn't invite me in, I just kind of chilled while she ran in, changed clothes, and came out, which was fine. She was quick, gave me time to check some messages and stuff. It's amazing how quick my inboxes on my phones fill up. And once again, I forgot to grab the iPhone charging cable, so I think it's dead again. Oh no, it's sitting at 1%. Sitting at 1%. I can't believe I'm still up at 1:30 in the afternoon. But it was a really good time. Like I picked her up, and then I was like, hey, where'd you want to go? And we realized we hadn't given any thought to where we were actually going to have breakfast. And of course I wanted to do Waffle House, and we thought about that, and not really her thing, which is fine. And she had suggested Denny's, and then I'm not such a huge fan of Denny's. And she's like, well, shit, I don't care. It could be cheap, whatever. And I'm like, well, there's a Del Taco right there around the corner. And she's like, oh, I can't stand Del Taco. Which, every time somebody tells me they can't stand Del Taco, I'm just really curious what they got that was so bad. Because generally speaking, I absolutely love Del Taco. Always have. But that's fine. I mean, they don't have the greatest breakfast anyway, and I was more about going to kind of a sit-down place with some actual table service, even though it's a little more money than I want to be spending right now. But we ended up going to the gay Denny's, and if you don't know what's up with that, just for shits and grins, do a Google search. I told her to do this. She thought I was kidding. I was hoping she'd actually do it while I was driving. I said, yeah, do a Google search for Phoenix gay Denny's. Anyway, once we got there, I did it just to show her the results, and amazing. Like, you type Phoenix gay Denny's at the on Google, and it takes you right to the Google profile for the Denny's at 7th Street and Camelback. It doesn't just show you all the Phoenix Denny's. It shows you the one that's known as the Gay Denny's. And it's been known as the Gay Denny's for least 31 years that I know of. It's probably been known that longer than that. But I remember people calling it the Gay Denny's back in 1992 when I started being a cab driver. And I kind of thought it was like a funny thing for people to call it until the first time I went and picked up a fare there at like 1 in the morning on a Friday night, Saturday morning. It was like, wow, yeah, this place is something else. Anyway, during like late breakfast hours, I think we probably got there at about 10 a.m.-ish. During late breakfast hours, it's pretty low-key. In fact, it kind of looks like a pretty normal Denny's at that time of day. Other than, of course, the fact that you're in, that part of Phoenix and the parking lot, the backside of the parking lot is a mural of what looks like 3 ghetto hoochies. Which, I love that mural. Anyway, but yeah, it was a good time. We just sat and talked and showed each other various pictures of stuff on each other's cell phones, and also she's talking about her job, I was talking about mine, and she is making more money in her warehouse than I am in mine, because I work for Amazon. It is what it is. But once I showed her how, like, the flexibility, what I've got, like, with my scheduling and stuff, and how, like, frequently I was telling her, it's like, yeah, I oversleep and I don't even worry about it, I just come in when I wake up. They're glad to see me. They don't ask where I've been. They don't care. It's none of their business. As long as I got enough UPT and or PTO to cover it. And I even showed her, it's like, yeah, I can just go in like 2-3 days after the fact and fix it. I don't even fix it when it happens. I don't have to worry about asking for a day off in advance. I ask for it the day after I don't show up. Not a problem. To me, it's hands down the best thing about working for Amazon. And I'm not going to lie, it's probably the number one thing that keeps me there. That and the fact that I hate job hunting. But yeah, she told me how much she's bringing home after taxes a week, and I was like, ooh, yeah, that's definitely more than I'm bringing in. But it's all good. I mean, I'm so comfortable with where I'm at. But it's cool. We talked about, God, all sorts of stuff. It's funny, because, I mean, I've known her now for about 2 years, and she's been talking about, oh, yeah, someday we gotta hang out. And every time we made plans, like, they just ended up falling through. I mean, I remember a couple of times I went and picked her up where she used to be living, which I think was her parents' place. I'm not sure. She's fairly young. Her parents' place, awfully near where the Great Skate is, which is a place I used to work at back in the mid-90s. But it's very close to the 44 karaoke bar. And I think when I started this vlog, it was shortly after the 44 had let me go, if memory serves. But anywhere up in that area. We had a couple times I picked her up over there, and then she came with me to the bar, and we had plans to hang out after my show. And then both times she ended up rolling out with somebody else, which made me feel kind of used. I mean, I'm the one that offered to do it, but I was kind of under the impression we'd be hanging out later, and it just didn't happen. But it's all good. We had a good time. I mean, she offered to pay me back her portion of the meal on Cash App, and I've been unable to log into my Cash App for quite a while. I know I got a balance on there. It's not much. It's like $30. But I brought the screen up and I showed her that I got it, and it goes to a login thing, and it wasn't like a password login. It's asking for a phone number. And now I'm thinking that the whole reason that I wasn't able to log in on it is I think I had installed it on my Obamaphone, and that was after the iPhone 6s Plus had got stolen. When it got, basically I got mugged and I got ganked out of my hands in front of Bullocks, which I want to say was in like October of, oh, look at this guy tailgating. The guy in the white SUV just ran up on that other guy's ass. I mean, he did kind of cut him off, but it doesn't excuse just running right up on his ass and then tailgating him at 63 miles an Anyway, yeah, between the tailgater and the giant billboard that says size matters, I completely lost my train of thought. Ooh, there was a cool billboard for the Super Bowl this Sunday. Yeah, I'm not worried about it. The only thing I think that's going to change my life with the Super Bowl is I got a feeling there's going to be a whole lot of people that use their UPT and their PTO not to show up and work at Amazon. And I got a feeling that there's going to be way more workload than there is people there to work it. Which, to be honest, I like nights like that. I stay busy all the time anyway. So I'm going to do, I'm sure I'm going to get on a forklift. I'm going to load as much as I can. Now I'm just going to stay busy. Even if it means I'm bouncing back and forth between three loading zones or whatever. Shit, I remember one night I was there, and just like nobody showed up, and hardly anybody showed up. And for a while, I was literally the only person driving on the south side. And I had all the safety gates open, and I was just waiting for one of the safety guys to roll through and ask why I didn't have any of those gates closed. Because every time they come through, I always tell them, oh, well, I'm working both of these zones, which is a completely acceptable answer. I mean, if they can look and they see there's not a forklift as much as even parked in the next zone, and especially if between that zone and then the next zone over, the safety gate is closed, it's like, oh, hey, we're working 6 doors. Okay, well, keep up the good work. But yeah, I was, and unfortunately, safety never did roll through that day. But I was waiting just so I could say, yeah, you see every door to where the bend in the building is there. And when he says, yeah, I could say, yeah, those are all the doors I'm working right now, because I literally was. Now, did I put freight in every one of those doors that night before another driver showed up? Of course not. Eventually somebody came in and helped me, and eventually we got a third person to come in and help me. But I was still, I did walk through and basically evaluate what the deal was with every door and how much time each door had on it to check and see, hey, are there any that are due within the next 5 hours? Because obviously I need to focus on getting that truck out before it's late. That's a problem. And then after that, I'm looking for ones that are nearly done. This jackass is ignoring my turn signal, trying to pass me to the right. I don't think so, dude. I'm getting up in the 202. I'm starting to hit the early part of rush hour. This is crazy. I should be so in bed by now. I see way too many accidents every fucking day on these freeways, and I'm not tailgating nobody for any reason. You can leave in and out of me if you want. Anyway, then I'm looking for ones that are close to being finished, and I'll generally focus on that so I can get it out. I do think that was before I was trained for TDR. Anyway, I got sidetracked. So yeah, we're talking about her job, my job. She actually got hired. She's working for HelloFresh at their warehouse. So warehouse work, it's shitty work, but it's work. There are certainly worse paying jobs. So, but yeah, she said she was hired through a temp agency, and I actually interviewed for that job, and I do think that was after I was vlogging. So I'm pretty sure somewhere I got a vlog where I'm talking about it. But yeah, I went through their interview process, and when it got to the point where they were describing that I would be working in a refrigerated warehouse, I just dumped out of it. I was just like, after that, and we kind of wandered around a little bit in the car before going to the gay Denny's. We were there for quite a while. But yeah, I said she'd try to want to pay me, throw me for her portion of the meal through Cash App. Anyway, I'm thinking the reason I couldn't log into my Cash App is I think at the point in time I needed to be able to receive like a login code on the phone number that I signed up with, which was the phone number that was assigned to my iPhone that got stolen from me in October of 2021.